How are you all? You know, I just want to say that when you decide to be somewhere, be there present, fully present, isn't it? Yes. Sylvia, even if one soul is touched, it's worth all this effort. Yeah, let's put a round of applause for Sylvia, the tech team, all of us in one way or the other who are contributing to this diversity agenda. What do you see? What do you see? What do you see? What do you see? Tell me, tell me. This is the beauty of an intimate group. What do you see? You see a lake. What else do you see? Hope. Okay, what else do you see? What do you mean by hope? There's a couple there. There's a couple. What else do you see? A child. Yeah, can you see a child in a fetal position? Yes. Where were you looking? No, the screen. Can you see the child in a fetal position? Wow. Yes. Every human being, from the moment of conception, deserves a right to life. Deserves a right to life. What do you see? Two old people. What do you see? What else do you see? Red Indians. What else do you see? Lampshade. Lampshade. What else do you see? Huh? What else do you see? No. Everything is not an answer. What else do you see? What do you see? What did you say? Yes. Can you see them? Can you see? Or you're like, where are those people? Can you see them? Aha. Great. What do you see? Someone reading a book. Good. What else do you see? A face. What else do you see? Good. You see the person reading the book, you see the fruits, isn't it? Fruits of our labor, hidden or otherwise. What do you see? Two chickens. Chickens fly. Yes. 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 Exactly. Do you see the face of the lady? And do you see the nest and the birds flying to feed? What do you see? What else do you see?
A black person.
Aha, a black piece. What else do you see?
Missing piece.
Missing piece. What else do you see? White tiles? Yeah? Yeah?
Oh yeah!
You can see people. What have you learned? Exactly. Diversity of perspectives. It's the only thing that will help us transition the challenges that we're facing today. And if someone sees people, someone sees the missing tile, someone sees white, all your perspectives are valid. The challenge is that we are constantly trying to make people only see our perspective. And in this area around diversity and inclusion, the only way that people can feel included is not just by diversity, is that by giving them a chance to be seen, to be heard, and to be psychologically safe. Even in our families, are we creating that environment? It's fascinating. I was telling her, I have never spoken and there's an interpreter. This is incredible. Well done. Yeah? Because we take for granted so many things. Yeah? And you could see some of you are saying you see things. You see people. You see tiles. But the question is, how can we learn to see other people's perspectives? If we leave today having recognized that even when someone is slightly different in a certain way, they bring immense value to this world, we'll have shifted the dial. And so I wanted to start off by the idea of the missing tiles. How do you convert barriers into catalysts for your growth? Many of us see our lives with a missing tile. We don't see all the other things that we have. I want to tell your neighbor, someone somewhere wishes they were you. Yeah. And if there's nothing you take away from this entire session, I hope you will live with a sense of gratitude. And how do we get into the missing tile syndrome? We compare ourselves, isn't it? We compare ourselves with other people whose races we have no idea about. We compare ourselves with what we see on the social media spaces, which is just a fraction of people's reality. We compare ourselves with the issues that we had in the past, where we didn't quite succeed as we had thought, and as a result of that, we continue to see ourselves as failures. As I was preparing these slides, I was presenting them to my daughters. We have 2 children so far, 12 and 5. And my daughter was saying, Mom, you have a doctorate. Where are you going to go and show them pictures? And I told her, my father reminded me that for you to be a master in something, you have to be able to break it down to chewable pieces that a 6-year-old can understand. And so, first thing, recognize the blessings you have. We did some work with a multinational, and we asked them to introduce autistic talent into their very highly competitive teams. You know what happened to those teams? Those teams actually achieved more sustainably, and the toxicity that happened around sarcasm, innuendos, speaking with double meanings ended because of introducing people who have a different ability. How about us? How do we view those who are different from us? Sometimes because of the missing tile syndrome, we are unkind to ourselves. And so I want to encourage you to take very good care of yourself. When you're kinder to yourself, you're more likely to be kinder to others. You know when they say smile at the world and the world will smile back at you, it sounds cliche, but it is true. It is true. And so the source of happiness is actually ensuring you get away from the missing tile. Many of us are here because of one thing or the other, that we want to solve something. How about finding the strength that we have in other areas to solve that issue? And so how do we make this a reality? Obstacles don't block the path. They are the path. So rather than running away in our coaching practice, I encourage our clients to face the obstacles. In that obstacle is the problem that you need to be solving. Did you know that all of us are put on this earth to be a solution to something? Do you know your solution? Whose solution are you? Whose solution are you? I know later on Emmanuel will be talking about purpose. But the idea of purpose is to find that painful place where your talents, your strength, your experiences are going to solve that problem. So let's embrace obstacles rather than run away from them. But I also want to remind you that we don't grow when things are easy. We grow when we face what? Challenges. So the challenges that you're currently facing in your life are an opportunity for growth. So don't run away from them because you'll miss the lesson. Now many of us also are struggling with the fact that other people are trying to put us down, isn't it? Does that happen to us, or am I alone in that space? I'm not alone. Yeah? I want to give you some encouragement. Whoever is trying to bring you down is already below you. Whoever is trying to bring you down, even gravity-wise, is already below you. So don't spend so much time on the naysayers and the negative speakers. Spend time on things that will build you. Because by doing so, 1, we stop this habit. 2, we start to propel people to grow further. So, evil DJ. That's another obstacle we can turn around. Evil DJ. What do you tell yourself in your mind when things are not working? One of the things that we have been working on our home front is that even when they go to do exams, we say you only win or learn. You don't win or lose. You only win or learn. Now, if we did that even in our organizations, imagine the innovation that would be there. Because most people are afraid of failing. So how about win or learn? But it's because of something called the evil DJ. What songs have the evil DJ been playing in your mind? I told you so. You can never amount to anything. Who do you think you are to be so audacious? How did you think you could achieve this? Now I want you to shift that playlist. And how do you shift that playlist? Recognize where those voices are coming from. And this is not work you can do alone or do in a session. But it's work that you have to allow yourself to be wisely vulnerable. Choose that coach, that mentor, that therapist, that good friend, that teacher, that learner, that reverse mentor who can start to show you a different perspective, and then start a new playlist. What do you think should be on your new playlist?
Awesome.
Great, I like that. No wonder it's Super Mamas. What else? What else? You can do this. What else? So you know, because I teach, I have to give you homework. Yeah? My session is short and sweet. But I need you this evening to spend a little time on self-care. Self-care. Self-care is where you restore your soul, not just your physical energy. And self-care is not selfish. Self-care is critical, necessary. So spend a little time coming up with 4 lines of your new playlist. Affirmations, if you may. But to actually truly believe in those affirmations, there's a lot of self-care work around forgiveness. Maybe we were critical of other people, critical of ourselves. Maybe in this diversity agenda, we've always seen other people with a skewed outlook. How about forgiving ourselves for the fact that we have criticized others unfairly? We have judged others rashly. I have some friends who have some autistic children, and in the beginning we didn't understand. We just thought that they're so all over the place until I got to know. So even forgiving yourself for being critical, because as Maya Angelou said, when you know better, you do what? And I dare say you become better. So choose to make those choices around self-care, and then look out for your friends and other family members and your network who are struggling with self-care. You look at your friend, you look at her and you think, she's usually so well turned out. How come she looks disheveled? That's a sign that someone needs help. Strong women usually will not call to ask for help. They'll call to ask you, how are you doing? Hoping that you will do what?
As they say.
And usually we are too full of ourselves. We don't even realize that's a call for help. Learn to be more sensitive to the needs of those around us. And so, as I finish today, I want to challenge you to change the changeable, accept the unchangeable, and remove yourself from the unacceptable. Remove yourself from the unacceptable. If we can choose to do this, we'll probably live our lives with a lot more peace and with a lot more impact than we had considered in the past. I want to wish you a journey that is full of grit, the ability to persevere, and to have the fortitude to start off things that matter. I also hope that you will have the peace of mind to ask for grace from above, for you to become your next best self, and to help those who feel that they're not worthwhile and that they don't deserve to be on this world and this earth, that they actually do. From the moment of conception to the moment of natural death, each person deserves to breathe and to have a right to express themselves and to become the next best self. Thank you very much.